Hey lambs, Kai here, back for your Wednesday midweek mini. Today I actually have 2 mini episodes for you because I'll get into it when I get to those. The first one is just a mystery and I just had to get it out. So anyways, before we begin, as I usually remind you, this and every episode is sponsored by my lambs in Patreon. Without my lambs in Patreon, there would be no Love and Murder. Did you know that? If you want to be a sponsor and supporter of Love and Murder and keep the show going and keep it getting better, then join us over at patreon.com/Love and Murder. You get extras and I get help. Thank you. So let's get into this midweek mini. The first one is so short. This is why I had to give you another one, because this would have been a 2-minute episode. However, I just wanted to bring it to your attention and it's so bizarre and so many questions left unanswered. I don't know if y'all have heard about this case, but it's literally 2 minutes long, if even I get to 2 minutes. On January 14th, 2024, the Georgia Southwestern State University Police Department reached out to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the GBI, which I didn't even know there was such a thing, concerning the death of an 18-month-old toddler. That same day, the young boy had been found unresponsive and had been rushed to the emergency room at Phoebe Sumter Hospital in Americus. However, despite all the efforts of the medical staff, doctors, everything, he later died. After an investigation consisting of multiple interviews and going through evidence, the GBI arrested 18-year-old Trinity Pogue. Forgive me, I might not have said that name correctly. Poague, who was facing charges of felony murder, first-degree cruelty to a child, and aggravated battery. She was arrested on Friday, January 19th, and taken to the Sumter County Jail, and no bond was set for her. Now, I know y'all want more of a story, but I want more of a story. Details surrounding the boy's death remain undisclosed, including the events leading up to the incident and the relationship between the child and Trinity. Quote, once the investigation is complete, the case file will be given to the Southwestern Judicial Circuit District Attorney's Office for prosecution. That's long. Now, as per reports, Trinity doesn't have any children. So who is this boy? Why did she kill him? Why did the GBI just immediately think it was her? Well, I don't think immediately after the interviews and the going through evidence. That's literally it. That's the case. That's it. And they keep pointing out everywhere I look, they just keep pointing out that she was a beauty queen. She won Miss whatever the frick, which that's not, I don't know why every news outlet wanted to point that out. That's not the point. She allegedly murdered somebody. I want more information. I don't care that she was a beauty queen. I want more information on what happened. Whose child is this? Why was she around the child? Was she babysitting him and, I don't know, backhanded him into a wall? What happened? That's literally all that's out there, except for the fact that they're pushing down our throats that she's a beauty queen. Something I could give 2 Fs about. So that's it. Have y'all heard about this case? Authorities are actively conducting an investigation into this case and encourages anyone with relevant information regarding the toddler's death, which names were not given, so I don't even know the toddler's name, obviously because it's a minor, or details about Trinity Pogue to come forward. They could reach out to authorities at 1-800-597-TIPS. That's 1-800-597-8477. Have y'all heard about this? Does anybody have any information? This just happened last month. So I don't know. I couldn't find any updated information. Maybe I wasn't doing my due diligence in the searches. Maybe there are more information. Maybe there is more information and maybe I just didn't find it. So if you've heard any more about this case, please let me know because it's so many questions, but I still wanted to bring it to y'all's attention because WTF on the real. So because of that, I wanted to bring you another case that has a bunch more questions again. Because I am a glutton for punishment. Now, this one happened on December 22nd, 2023. Officers responded to a residence following a welfare concern about a potential missing person. The individual in question was John Allen Gaither, who was 42. And the last time anybody had ever talked to John was on December 10th. So when police went out, they spoke to his mother, Jerri Lynn Roby, who was 66 and also goes by the last name of Israel. So Jerri Lynn Israel. And she talked to them and they came to no conclusion. 5 days later, on December 27th, police decided to conduct several follow-ups and began to notice discrepancies in stuff that Jerri was telling them. Throughout the investigation, Jerri became increasingly uncooperative and changed her statement multiple times. Authorities discovered that, get this, Jerri had previously been arrested and convicted of murder in Florida around 1995. She had also allegedly made several attempts to dispose of the deceased subject at various locations throughout Florida. Now, what the crap does that mean? Made several attempts to dispose of the deceased subject at various locations. So I'm wondering, it could mean one of two things. It could mean that she tried to dump the body several different times at several different places and it just didn't work out. Or did she cut up the body and try and dispose it in different areas in Florida? So it could mean one of those two. So after authorities found this out on January 18th, they got a search warrant for Jerri's house and decided to go in and conduct a search. When detectives entered her house, Jerri then downed a handful of pills, but they didn't say what kind of pills, and was then rushed to a hospital for medical treatment. So literally, she tried to kill herself. As they busted down her door, she then was like, "You're not taking me alive, copper," and drank those pills, basically. Well, they took her to the hospital, and they kept searching her house, and guess what they found? They found John behind a false wall. She built a false wall, y'all. And he was in a wooden box behind this fake wall in Jerri's house. They also found more homemade wooden boxes in various places in her home and her garage. How many people was she about to kill? How many people was she about to kill? So she was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. But she's still in the hospital. You know, they probably had her handcuffed to the bed or whatever. When she was released from the hospital, she was transported and processed to the Harrison County Adult Detention Center and is being held without bond. That's it. Dude, that's it. Do you see? Do you see? No more information. I need to know why she was out after she murdered someone in 1995. Why are you out of prison? How did she get caught from that one? Did they find her? Like, did they pull her over at a stop and was like, "Ma'am, we're doing random car searches. Can you open the trunk? What do we have here?" Like, how did they find her? Why did she murder her son? How many more people was she planning on murdering? And maybe we should do some digging into between 95 and now, because it seems like she's really comfortable with murder. But that's it. That's it, y'all. They're still investigating. And anyone with information about the incident, the Gulfport Police Department or the Mississippi Coast Crime Stoppers. I don't know what's going on with today's episodes, but both of those are like crazy. I need so much more information. So if you have any information, send it to me, noconductradio@gmail.com. I'm going to keep up on both of these cases because WTF, and I will give you your updates as they come. That's all I have for you. I'm sorry that both of these cases are just big old question marks, but I figured I would share the joy of the unknown with my lambs. If I don't know, you don't know. I am going to put a poll out, though, for the second case. The poll is going to ask, do you think Jerri murdered more people or was planning to murder more people? It's still just going to be yes or no. You know what? I'm going to put out four things. I don't know. Let's go through the answers. Do you think she murdered more people or planned to murder more people? So yes, she murdered more people. No, she only murdered her son. Yes, she murdered more people and planned to murder more. And that's it. Yes. So those three choices are going to be your choices. So go to Spotify, answer that poll, or you could just answer in the show notes below. I need to find a way. I am in the process of building a fan page. is going to be a page where I could literally, if you can't find the poll on Spotify, you can go to my fan page and you could answer the poll there. So just be patient with me. I'm working on that. And once that's up and running, then you can answer the poll on Spotify or my website. In the meantime, speaking of poll, let's get to your poll questions and comments from last Midweek Wednesday. So the last Midweek Rant was a Memphis woman who had her minor helping her do Brazilian waxes, that nasty bitch. And the question was, do you think that she should be charged with child neglect, child abuse, and child labor, or just neglect and abuse? Well, none of y'all answered the poll, but one person did leave a comment. And I can't remember, but I think that's my fault. I think I put the poll out too late, because y'all have to understand, for it to come from my host to Spotify, it does take a while. So sometimes I'm not sitting here, like, I don't know if I told y'all this before. I think I told y'all this before. I did tell y'all this before. When I'm done recording, I gotta walk away, because I got to detox my mind. So sometimes I completely forget to come back and put the poll, because, it's not immediately after I post. You do have to wait. And then I get caught up in my night and I forget. So maybe I got this poll out late, so that was my fault. But if you don't see a poll, don't hesitate to just leave a comment. You could just leave a comment. You don't even have to put your name if you don't want to, or you could email me your comment if you want it to be, private. So I think that was my fault. I do apologize for that. But the comment that did come in was from Christina Bobo. She said, do they still put people under the jail? Asking for myself, because ain't no way this child should have been waxing cat at her age. And she does have a picture of a cat, by the way. I homeschool and understand the importance of educating the next generation, but there's a line that needs to be drawn somewhere. I completely agree. And that line is at looking at other women's crotches. I'm just saying. She continues with, we need to stop normalizing doing the most for internet clout. Look, don't get me even started on that. Look, I'm not even going to get started on that. She continues, there are plenty of ways this could have been handled in an age-appropriate and professional way. Correct. Frickin-wrecked. Dude, in a Brazilian wax situation, I can't really think of much a 5-year-old could do. Seriously. She could have just been sitting there watching TV and being 5, or reading a book and being 5. That's what she could have done in that situation. She continues, shame on the mom and the 20-something females who allowed this foolishness. I agree. They're complicit in this too. All of them need to be rounded up. And that's what she said. They all should be charged with neglect and abuse. The mom definitely broke labor laws, so she should at the very least be charged with that too. Everybody stop what you're doing and give Christina applause. She needs that round of applause, because I agree with everything you just said. Craziness. So anyways, I want to hear from you. I am going to get the poll question out about today's episode. So go ahead and go to Spotify, answer that poll question, or you could just leave me a comment below. That's all I have for you for this midweek rant, and I'll see you in the next rant. Bye.